Hello, this is Alyssa, and we're in our garden today. It is August 11th, 2026, and this is just a video for ourselves mostly to be able to look back over the years, see what we've done, see how far we've gone, and also for our friends and family who might want to see what it looks like this year, who haven't been able to come around, and also just for the people of the internet that might want to see it. We are in Zone 3B/4A Canada. And yeah, this is our uh, flower garden. We're going for like cottagey garden vibes. And then we'll also do a tour of our vegetable garden afterwards. So this is our wooden arch that we got married under last year that Kevin built himself. And then this year we did something different. We put sweet peas along the fence. We also planted this John Davis climbing rose with the intention that it will eventually grow up over the arbor. And then these are some of our sweet peas that we grew. As soon as the snow melted, we basically dug into there, threw the sweet peas in, and then topped it off with snow so that the snow would melt and kind of water them. And this is just what they are looking like right now. We've been trying to pick all the pods off. Obviously, it hasn't gone very well. There's still some pods there, but it's filled up pretty nicely. Our favorite ones are the light purple ones because they smell so yummy. And then this part of the garden is pretty neglected this year. Hopefully we can work on it a bit more next year. But this is our incredible hydrangea. It's getting pretty big. I think we planted it maybe 3 years ago now. This is what it's gotten to. So I did propagate some of these this year, and hopefully we can have a bunch more on the outside of our garden. We've got some roses. We've got some above and beyond roses on that side, and also over there, some delphiniums and just a lot of random stuff here. This is kind of our secret garden passageway. We've got our apple tree here. This whole pathway is also a little neglected too. We've got our overgrown tub and just a bunch of perennials in here. Over here we have our big delphiniums. These are probably going on year 3 as well. They've all gone to seed already. Should have taken a video to show what they looked like in full bloom, but there's still some stragglers just finishing their blooms here. And then we've got our Cosmo patch here. There's a bunch of Dara back there. And then this year we ordered a bunch of roses online, a bunch of David Austin roses. So here are some of them this year. This one is our Queen of Sweden. I just picked off a bloom. There, she's shattered on the ground there. But they are going pretty good. They've got some new growth. I just stopped fertilizing them for the year, and hopefully they'll survive next year. And then we've got the Emily Bronte here. She's about to get a new bloom in there too. And then we have some borage here, and this surprise sunflower that just popped out from a seed that I don't like. Here we have another one of our David Austins that we got this year. This is the Eustacia Vi. She's got some flower buds popping up here too. A lot of new growth. So those 3 came as potted plants. And you'll see the difference in 2 seconds of the potted plants versus the bare root plants that we got. This one is a bare root plant. It's the Silas Marner. Again, it's one of the David Austin roses, and it's got a lot more new growth on it after we got it this year compared to the potted ones. So getting them bare root and earlier has shown to be a little bit better. And then over here we have a Poet's Wife, another David Austin rose that we got this year. I just want to make sure we get kind of videos of all of them so that we can look back on kind of what they look like at the end-ish of the season. And then this guy again was I believe it was potted. This is a Mill on the Floss. Another David Austin that we got this year. And then these two back here, there's 3 actually, were ones that we had gotten a couple years ago. This one is our Parfuma Earth Angel. You can see that she is massive and she's just very happy where she is. And she's got some buds here too. This one, I'm not exactly sure the name. I lost the tag for it. I think we've had it a few years and I just moved it to where it was last year. But she's very pretty when she doesn't get touched by the rain. As soon as any moisture gets into her, she just doesn't do very well. But it is very pretty otherwise. And then back here is the Sexy Rexy rose. Again, she's got some blooms coming in. Should have taken a video when all the roses were in bloom, but maybe in a couple weeks they'll do a bit better. But she also came back from our winter really, really well. I believe she's like a zone 5, and she actually did one of the best roses coming back. So that was a nice surprise. Over here we have some Dara, Queen Anne's lace, some people call it. This is another rose. I actually don't like this one. It ruins the vibes. This is Marmalade Dream. I'm like going for like cutesy pastel, and that one's just bright and orange, and I don't like it. And she also is not happy there. She's very small. We're just gonna go through all the rest of the roses too. There's one right here. This one is a Morden Blush that we got a few years ago as well. I moved her here last year. A lot of the roses that we've had in the past years were in the front part of the garden, and we moved them last year to make this kind of the rose garden area. And then there's 2 roses hidden back here. Again, when we moved them, I lost all the tags. I didn't pay attention to the tags and stuff. So this one has a bud, and I guess we'll find out once she blooms to see what she actually is. And she's kind of getting eaten by the borage, so we'll see. There's also another one in there somewhere. I actually don't know where it is. Oh, it's right here. It's not even worth looking at. It's just like a little stick, but it's very small. Again, don't know what it is. These are our like pom-pom lilacs. These ones are kind of done. But there's another one coming up. They're very Loraxy. They're like big pom-poms. They're very cute. I should have taken a picture when they're in bloom too. Just more random stuff back here. There's some delphiniums, some snapdragons. There's a nice foxglove there. And again, this rose, I don't know the name of it. It's actually really nice. It's like a yellow rose, but it's got a ton of buds on here. So I'll have to come back in a couple weeks and get a video of all the buds that it has on it. And then over here we have another David Austin rose. She's only given us 1 bloom this year. This is an Albrighton Rambler. The comeback from the spring was quite sad actually, so we need to overwinter it a little bit better, but she's got a lot of growth on her from this year, just not many blooms, but maybe next year if we protect the canes a bit better. And then over here we have some kind of cool looking delphiniums. And then the rest of this garden is pretty random. We've got some feverfew, some balloon flower, some echinacea, some yarrow, more delphiniums, some hydrangea here, and just random stuff I threw in. There's a lot of foxgloves all over that aren't really doing anything. A lot of pretty violets that I put in. And then a lot of these cosmos are just thrown in from seeds that we collected. There's some pretty cool varieties that are popping up. Some scabiosa. And then over here we have another rose. This one's from Cornhill Nurseries in New Brunswick. This is a pink Grutendorst. And we've got some amaranth. And back here we had some poppies in the spring. I threw some Canterbury bells. Just a bunch of random seeds in there. There's a lilac back there. And then there's another rose back there that only bloomed in the spring because it's an old rose. It's the Madame Plantaire. And then there's a Canterbury back there that is kind of cool. It's got like double leaves. A bunch of lupins that we cut the seed pods off in hopes that they don't rebloom, because we have lupins everywhere. And everyone's like, I want lupins in my garden. I'm like, I want them out of my garden. Some nigella, some more Canterbury bells that haven't bloomed. And we have quite a bit of dahlias going partly in that bed. And in this bed, it's really hard to grow dahlias here because you have to start them really early inside. And I haven't had great success with them, but we are definitely getting some earlier than we did last year. So hopefully in a couple weeks, there's tons of buds, but hopefully in a couple weeks, these buds will open up and give us a really nice show of dahlias. Some of these are from Florette's dahlia seed sale a couple years ago from tubers that I'd saved. Some of them I've special ordered online. Like this one is one that I got online. This is a platinum blonde. And then over here we have corn that we did not want to put in the vegetable garden because we have our sweet corn in the vegetable garden. And this is our popping corn. So they would have just messed each other up if we put them too close. Over here we have some cosmos. We've got, I think they're like the purity cosmos, the white ones. And then we have some apricot cosmos just starting to open. So again, in a couple weeks, they'll go a little crazy. Here we have our zinnias, mostly like the Queenie zinnia line. Just like some Queenie limes, Queenie reds. And there's some like nice little yellow looking ones. And then we've got all of our snapdragons. They did a lot better this year than they did last year. Rawr. But the bugs have been getting them. A lot of the stink bugs have been like attacking them. So I've been coming out in the spring. I came out a lot with my little handheld vacuum for my car and just like sucked them up and gave them to the ducks. But they still ate the buds off of a lot of them and off of a lot of our delphiniums. So yeah, this one has some status in it, some strawflower, some feverfew. And then this is another rose. This is a lavender bouquet rose. Again, I got this from Cornhill Nurseries. And then over here I have all my climbing roses. So in the fall, I'm going to dig up some of the raised beds. I'm going to dig up some of the raised beds and bury my climbing roses in there so that their canes survive, because a lot of them will bloom on previous year's growth. And if all the canes die, then they they won't be able to give us some blooms until very later in the season when they put off their new growth and then bloom from there. Like this one, for example, is blooming off of its new growth. But yeah, so this one is Generous Gardener by David Austin. It's supposed to be a humongous climber, so we'll see how it does in a pot every year. I just worry that the canes won't survive. This one is Alchemist. This one is Strawberry Hill. She's got some buds on her, I think. Yep, she's got some buds going to come in. We have one here, and then we have one in our back patio by the barbecue. She's a David Austin too. And then our Crown Princess Margareta is also the David Austin rose. We haven't gotten any blooms from her. Kind of sad about that because she's supposed to be really pretty. And then this one is a Perfume Breeze. This is just a random one I got from Home Depot a few years ago. But yeah, I'm going to bury all 6 of my potted roses. I did that last year into like literally a grave. I dug a grave and I put my Strawberry Hills in there and they came out beautifully. So this is our greenhouse that Kevin built for our wedding. In here we have our jalapeno peppers. We're going to make some jalapeno poppers and some salsa out of. We've got some eggplants that are giving us flowers, but no actual eggplants yet, so I don't know if we'll... Oh, this might... No, that's just a flower. And then here, I've been propagating some of my roses. A lot of them are starting to give out some new growth and also rooting pretty good. I'm going to pull it out. Some nice roots. I can't help myself but just pull them out every single time. I gotta show you a really good one. Just kidding, I can't find any. Got some straw flower that's drying. These are more delphiniums that I've been saying I'm going to plant for the past like 3 months, and I haven't, and I've been telling people to come get them, and they haven't, so I'm just gonna plant them. Like I said I will. 3 months ago. Some hydrangeas that have been propagated, and then we had a lot of extra tomatoes that we couldn't fit into the vegetable garden anymore, so we threw them in here. There's one here that's good. ASMR. And then this is just, we sit here. I was worried that it would be too hot to sit in here in the summer, but in the morning time, the sun's kind of still behind all those trees, so it is actually really nice to sit here and drink a coffee in the mornings. So yeah, that is our flower garden tour. Now we can pause the video and we'll go check out the vegetable garden. But before we go to the vegetable garden, I'm just going to talk a couple seconds of what we want to do next year with the space, where I want to put all the roses that I've been propagating, because I probably have over 100 propagated and rooted. In the fall, we're going to take those propagations, dig up one of those beds, just like we're going to do for the climbing ones, put all those roses in there, tuck them in for the winter, and whatever survives, hopefully a good majority of it, but I'm not too hopeful. I know lots will die with our winters. I want to take... I want to take some of the John Davis roses that I propagated and put them along the back fence there so that they can kind of climb over there, so that there's some like pink back there. I think we're just going to leave that grass spot open, maybe throw like a picnic table back there so we can have like barbecues there. And then this spot here, I threw in like some zinnias. We have so much of that like, I don't even know what it's called. It's like the orange weed thing. Anyways, I need to dig all that out, and I would love to put like a row of roses down there, but we'll see. We'll see. I would also like to put along this whole fence here, like some hydrangeas. I think would look really nice, like those incredible hydrangeas. one day when I propagate 500 more. I don't think I have enough propagated this year for that, but they propagated really easy. I just didn't do enough. So next year. But yeah, that's the only plan I have so far. Now we will go through the vegetable garden and see what we have growing in here. So on this side here, on this fence, we're supposed to have 30 feet of beans, but only half of them worked out really well. So these ones we have are Romano beans. We kind of wanted to grow these every year because they're just so good. They're like big and flat. They're very yummy. It's very chaotic this year. We threw in a bunch of cosmos seeds. Um, there's some kale here. Just random stuff. Some forage seeds. Over here we have our onions. Some of them are starting to get flopped over, like that guy over there. Since he's flopped over, he's not going to keep growing anymore, so we're going to have to pick those ones. But I threw in a bunch of radish seeds in here, and they kind of took over, so they kind of drowned the onions out a bit. So the onions aren't doing very great this year. But now I know, don't do that next year, even if I really want to. And I probably will really want to. And that's why we're making this video. Over here, we tried to throw a bunch of broccoli seeds. It just got taken over by weeds. So Kevin weeded all of this. And we threw in some more carrot seeds in here, hoping that they'll grow. Probably won't by the time the snow comes, but it's worth a try. We'll probably get some baby carrots. Because we planted carrots, but it wasn't enough. Over here, we have our garlic that is going to be ready to pick very soon. It has some Swiss chard in there too. And then over here, we had most of our carrots. There's still some carrots in here. We picked a lot of them, but these guys were a little drowned out by the corn. So, oh, I just snapped that one. I gotta dig for it now. We did the Bolero variety. Big ones got really big, but this one's pretty small because the corn's in the way. Again, that's why we're doing this video, so we don't forget in 6 months. So this is our corn, our sweet corn. It's getting pretty big. It will be ready soon, I think. It was really happy here. We've grown it in other spots in the past, and this is the best that it's been so far in the past years. So I think we'll keep doing it here. Maybe next year we'll just do this whole patch and throw our carrots somewhere else. Yeah, it's doing really good. Over here we have our pumpkins. We did some sweet pumpkins for pumpkin pie, and we did some giant pumpkins just for fun, but we probably did way too many pumpkins because honestly I wasn't expecting them to do this good because we've grown them in worse spots in the past, and this spot has been really good, I guess. These are our summer squash. So we've got our scallopini squash, the sunburst ones. And then we have our round zucchinis because I don't like growing the long zucchinis. I only like the round ones. They're the 8-ball zucchinis. Over here, still more pumpkins. But oh shoot, my carrot. Haha. These are our beans for drying. So these ones we're gonna wait till they dry up, and then we'll pick them, throw them in a pillowcase, and whack them all over the place. Dirt in my mouth. These are our dragon tongue beans, again for drying. Make some soup out of them. And then over here, this is for our winter squash tunnel. And then along here, I had extra bean seeds, so I just threw more drying bean seeds here. I think I did black beans, like black turtle beans too. We won't know what they are until they dry, so. So into our tunnel, There's again random cosmos seeds. But this is this is our tromboncino squash. You can kind of eat it like a zucchini when it's like fresh and green, like this guy back here. Ouch, it's pokey. Or you can let it kind of cure on the vine in the fall, and it's kind of like a really good butternut squashy kind of thing. But they get really big and really funny looking, so I grow them because they're fun and they're really yummy and they're hilarious. We've got all sorts of random things. This one is a delicata squash. I planted so many different types, I really don't remember half of them. This is a mashed potato squash. It's a squash, but it tastes like mashed potato. And then there's some like spaghetti squash. Oh no, he's stuck. We fixed him. Butternut squash, acorn squash, all the squashes that you need. All the squashes that you need to sit on a baking rack for the next 12 months and not get eaten. This is another big pumpkin patch. Not see, this is what I mean. I didn't think the pumpkins over there would do as good, so I planted a crap ton because this is where we had them last year, and that's what they did. But yeah, so now we have a crazy amount of pumpkins. This bed, this is our compost pile, just a weed pile, honestly. I don't know what the ground is so hard and compacted with clay there that it's like we just throw stuff on it, which is crazy because the rest of the yard is just pure sand. Anyways, this bed is just neglected, doesn't get watered, gets planted very sadly. It's kind of our asparagus bed, except we forget to harvest the asparagus every single year. We miss it because it's tucked away in the back corner of our garden. But there's more baby asparaguses that I planted a couple years ago that are coming up a bit. So in a couple years, hopefully this whole thing will be asparagus, but we will see. Here we have our potatoes. Let's see if we can find anything. There's no potatoes in here, honey. I can't find any. Oh, a nice red potato. Delicious. Put it back in there. Just kidding. I'll put it in my bucket. We've got some random beets in here. And then this is kind of our tomato patch. So we've got three, oh, this spider web. We've got 3 4x8 beds of tomatoes. There's probably 70 tomatoes in here in total in between these 3 whole beds. Because why not? But these are our bush tomatoes. So we've got some Mamma Mia Romano tomatoes. I think that's honestly mostly what's in here. I think it's almost entirely that. So these will be for canning, for pasta, for sauces and whatnot. So hopefully they'll be turning red pretty soon. There's a little bit of a yellowy orange tint on some of them. So those are all of our determinate tomatoes, bush tomatoes. And then our indeterminate tomatoes are here. We've got some beefsteak tomatoes. And the way that we have so many in here is that we put them really, really close together and then we prune the leaves as they grow when we remember to. But pruning the leaves helps with their airflow. And then we fertilize them pretty heavily. We throw compost down, we throw our bedding from our birds down, and we also use a liquid fertilizer throughout the year. So they grow pretty good. And then as they grow up, we just take the non-sucker leaves off and we wind them up here. We got some nasturtiums. They're very pretty. I only like the variegated ones. And we've got some San Marzanos for pizza sauces. It's quite a few. And then these are our like cherry type tomatoes. We've got some in here that are starting to yellow up for us and become red. Yeah, and again, same thing. We try and cut off the lower ones for some more airflow, and it seems to work pretty good. Here we had our peas that are probably past their time now, and some beets down here. I've never really had great success growing beets, probably because I give my attention to literally everything else. But these ones are doing a lot better than I've had them do in the past. They're still very small, so we'll have to give it a bit longer. Should probably water them. Some golden beets here. Literally, like 5 of them survived out of the hundreds of seeds I planted, again because I didn't water them. But yeah, that is vegetable garden.